So I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes on the warmer world that a child today will grow up in. So if you're under 50, this is a world that you may yourself encounter. This young person is surely going to encounter this world that I'm about to describe very quickly. There is a paper that I wrote in your packet. It has a cartoon on the front. It's got all the detail that you might want. I'm just going to summarize a few of the highlights here, and all of the documentation where I got this information is in that paper. By the time a toddler today reaches middle age, in let's say the year 2060, global average temperature will be 6 or 7 degrees warmer than it was before we started burning coal and oil, releasing carbon dioxide. So that sounds like it might even be pleasant, huh? 6 or 7 degrees warmer? I assure you it's not going to be good. If you have 6 or 7 degrees average temperature increase over the entire globe, which is mostly ocean, it'll be much warmer over the land. It'll be about 10 degrees average warmer over the land. There will be a permanent dust bowl covering the United States from Kansas to California. That's because the warmth drives the moisture out of the soil and dries out the soil, and things can't grow, so you have a dust bowl. Food prices, as a result, will be about 40% higher than they are today. So if you've noticed that your grocery bill is going up, you haven't seen anything yet. Cities will feel 12 to 16 degrees warmer than they do today. That's because cities are, by their nature, warmer than the countryside. The hottest days in Newark and Camden will feel like somewhere between 116 degrees and 124 degrees. You will not want to be working outdoors. You will not be able to work outdoors because you would faint. By the end of the century in New Jersey, a drought will occur every year, lasting 1 to 3 months. So agriculture in New Jersey is going to be severely impacted. Blueberries and cranberries, which are major crops in New Jersey, will no longer grow well because of the heat. The oceans will be warmer and more acidic, which is a double whammy for fish. The very lucrative Jersey Shore fishing industry, which is both commercial and recreational, will be in serious trouble. And of course, it is fishing that draws a lot of tourism to the shore. So the tourism industry will be impacted as well. Sea level will have risen 3 to 4 feet, and by the end of this century, as much as 6 feet. What happens when the sea level rises is that salt water moves horizontally under the land. It contaminates fresh water that's under the land. And it also, if your town or city is on the shore, under your town or city, you've got electrical cables, you've got your traffic control system, you've got pipes for water, you've got pipes for sewage. None of those things were set up to be inundated by salt water, so they're going to be harmed. It's probably important to note that the big fire, the 10-alarm fire that happened on September 12th down at the shore and destroyed 68 businesses, was caused by Sandy's salt water corroding electrical connections. So, rising sea level, inundation underneath the land by salt water, a big deal. As early as 2050, Sandy-type storm surges will occur on average every year. Doesn't mean that a Sandy-type storm, which was a unique event, but the storm surge, the amount of water coming off the ocean onto the land, will be occurring because of lesser storms, but higher sea level every year on average. Some years it'll happen twice, some years it won't happen. On average, it'll happen once a year. Because of the heat, plants will produce more pollen, and the pollen season will be several weeks longer. So the kids in New Jersey who have asthma are going to be more miserable on more days. 40% of all the species on Earth will be in danger of going extinct. The Harvard biologist E.O. Wilson, who's a very famous man, says we will be entering the age of loneliness. Okay, so there are at least, I think in the paper there are 10 solutions. I'm going to talk about 3 solutions. And these are all essential. If we don't do these, we can't fix this problem. 1, we have to make it expensive to put carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We have to put a price on carbon. Coal, oil, and natural gas, at the place where the stuff comes out of the ground, you have to put a tax on it. And you collect lots and lots of money, and you give that money back to everybody in the country. Everybody gets a check once a year. If you've got four people in your family, you get 4 checks. Low-income people use less carbon than high-income people, and so this is a way of evening out the disparities in income. Poor people will make out under this plan. They'll make out better than wealthy people. The money that's collected is returned in equal shares to every citizen. Wherever we use lights, heat, or motors, we can install efficient technology that's available today, which will save businesses and households a lot of money on energy and create tons of jobs. And if we wanted to, we could do this right now. We could reduce U.S. energy consumption by 50% easily. We just have to decide to do it. We don't have to invent anything. We just have to decide this is an important thing to do. And we would reduce our carbon emissions from energy by 50% within 10 or 15 years. Really, really fast. Third thing is that the people who are going to be harmed first and worst by all the things I described are the environmental justice communities, people of color and people of low income. And they can fight like hell to stop global warming from getting worse. It's in their interest more than in anyone else's interest to fight like hell to stop this problem from getting worse. But they can't do it alone. They're going to need more allies. And that's partly about what this conference is about today. And I think I'm done.